Spain is preparing for a snap election, with activities escalating towards the upcoming vote. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez announced this election following the outcomes of May's local elections. Current forecasts suggest the possibility of the Partido Popular (PP) coming out ahead. Speculations exist that the PP could form a coalition with the Vox party. This aligns with recent patterns in Spain's politics, particularly noticeable in Andalusia, where PP's Juan Manuel Moreno was re-elected as president last year. Given its status as the largest and most populated region in Spain, Andalusia often impacts national elections. The PP's success in Andalusia has been linked to changing economic conditions and evolving public sentiment towards different policies. The PP plans to leverage this model in their national campaign. At the same time, Prime Minister Sanchez's policies have stimulated diverse responses among voters. Specific decisions, such as the pardon of Catalonia's independence movement leaders, have affected public opinion. In the midst of these dynamics, the Vox party has been gaining traction among certain segments of the electorate. For the potential coalition with Vox, the PP might adjust its stance on several issues, such as environmental legislation and policies concerning trans rights. The PSOE, led by Sanchez, continues to possess a significant voter base, and predictions about the election's outcome remain varied. In Andalusia, voters express a range of viewpoints. Some relate the fluctuations in support for different parties to various issues, such as corruption allegations, while others appreciate the efforts of the current prime minister. If a coalition between the PP and Vox materializes, the impact on progressive policies is a subject of discussion. Predictions about the upcoming election's results vary, with some suggesting a shift in the current government composition. Surveys imply that the PP may have a favorable position in this election. Yet forming a coalition appears inevitable, with the PP and Vox being probable partners. Such a coalition would mark a key moment in Spain's political history. In contrast, Prime Minister Sanchez, leading the PSOE, has previously formed an alliance with certain left-wing parties, necessitating support from Catalan and Basque separatist parties for parliamentary backing. As the election approaches, the PSOE has managed to close the gap with the PP to some extent, but still trails behind. Sanchez's policy decisions have elicited mixed responses. Critiques have been leveled against his partnerships with separatist parties and his stance on the pardon of Catalonia's independence movement leaders. Alberto Núñez Feijóo, the leader of the PP, is viewed by some as a moderate choice. However, he has faced accusations of misrepresenting his party's achievements during a televised debate with Sanchez. Meanwhile, Vox, under Santiago Abascal's leadership, has been gaining supporters. Abascal's nationalist stance has made him a key player in Spain's political landscape. Potential impacts of Vox's influence on areas such as language rights and certain progressive laws are being discussed. A left-wing coalition named Sumar, led by Yolanda Díaz of Spain's Communist Party, is experiencing a rise in popularity, competing closely with Vox in the polls. Isabel Díaz Ayuso, the president of Madrid, is not participating in these elections. Ayuso's stance against Sanchez and her tax cut initiatives have resulted in varied public responses. In case Feijóo's performance in the election does not meet expectations, Ayuso could potentially emerge as a leadership contender within the PP. As Spain prepares for the snap election, the electorate awaits the outcome with interest, with political parties competing for influence over the nation's future direction. In this episode, we discussed Spain's upcoming snap election and the potential consequences of a conservative coalition with the hard-right Vox party. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I'll see you guys at the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.